Most people go their whole life and don't realize what I'm getting ready to say, and it's right in front of you the whole time. So you got building codes, you got automobile building codes, you got codes to run daycares, you got codes to run family, really, business. Church has to follow codes, church buildings. The Bible's a code, Codex. The Bible's the main codex, codex of life. The word codex just means book. Code just goes back to book. It goes back to Biblios and it goes back to Bible. Before the Bible was compiled, you had word of mouth, right? Nations tried to rule with their own kind of code, the Hammurabi code, stuff like that. It was just law. It was just law. If you steal, they cut your hand off. If you kill somebody, they kill you. There was no grace in the code of the world. Man's code is always revenge and no grace. God's code shows grace because Jesus went to the cross. I used to wonder, when Cain killed Abel, why God didn't take him out. Well, it was before the law. And it's like, if you had two children and one killed the other one, would you kill one of them? Let's say you had 5 kids. Let's just say you had 2 kids and one kid killed the other one. Would you have the other one killed, or would you just have them put in jail, Anyway, you can answer that question over the years. Think about it for years. A lot of questions you have in life you need to think about for years before you even say anything. I didn't come to the conclusion this is a hologram overnight. I didn't just say, oh, this is a hologram. No. I had to study and meditate on it for years. 7 years probably, maybe 10. I had to conclude that this is a hologram. What am I doing? I'm going to a destiny. A destination. Same word, destiny, destination, same word. So what I'm doing is every moment, every choice that I make as I'm turning, driving, etc., I'm making each decision to that destiny. So whether it's investing, whether it's eternal life, whether it's marriage, whether it's education, whatever your destiny is, every choice, getting in shape, losing weight, whatever, every choice needs to be towards that destiny. Now, you might have 5 things going on, destinations that you're approaching, short term, long term, medium term, whatever. You might have in the human life, you've got a bunch of stuff. You got to maintain your car, maintain your house, maintain your health, maintain your clothes, maintain the roof, maintain a business, you're maintaining. So you have to do a little bit each day on everything, right? You have to focus. And the whole purpose of this reality is to distract you. What I noticed is I have this destiny and some female shows up on the scene to try to take me off my destiny. And she talks at first like she's on my team. I've seen this my whole life. They talk like they're on your team and you have a goal, a destiny, God, a calling or whatever. And they come alongside and want to be on your team, on your destiny with you. And then it turns into chaos and distraction and trying to pull you off your goal in life, And it's not just dating or marriage, it's also just life in general. People, friends, family, they try to pull you off into their destiny out of your destiny, You know what? There's a new business up here on Wendover, the Whataburger. I'm gonna try it and see if it's any good. Never had that kind of food from that company. Never had a meal from Whataburger. Evidently, it's in other parts of the country. Look at this. Look at that. Your destiny, your destination, I don't care who it is. It could be a coworker. It could be anybody who's trying to pull you off your calling. I actually saw that. When you really set your intention and people ask and try to find out what you're doing and you're remodeling or you're doing this or doing this, they actually try to pull you off your calling because they're not doing anything. They don't have anything. They don't have a goal in life. They're just existing. And so they try to pull you off your calling because they're jealous deep down. They don't even know they're jealous. It's a spirit in them that controls them. And because they're just sitting there like a blob with no calling and no truth and nothing, they're just like a blob. They're just like it's just like this. This is what they are. And you see it. That's just all they are. They're just a blob. Just an empty vessel blob. They got to get something to drink. They got to drink. They got to get their vape. They got to just sit around, watch TV, watch a movie. They don't have any goals in life. They're a blob. They don't want to learn anything. They don't want to learn anything new, a new trade. I mean, once you become an expert at a skill, learn a new skill. They're just a brute beast. They're no different than a brute beast. Eat, drink, sleep, use the bathroom, take a shower, make some babies. They're just brute beasts. They don't think outside a blob. Can't you think outside the norm? I mean, aren't you interested on how that building was built? How that car was put together? How that tree grows? There's got to be something that you're interested in besides just eating and sleeping and making babies and putting something in your mouth and going to the bathroom and taking a shower. There's got to be more. Don't you have the creative instinct in you? Is it all just receive? Do you not have something in you that wants to create and build? Or is it all just take? Are you just a consumer? All you do is consume, and you never create, you never build, you never do anything. What is that about? No artwork? Nothing? At least decorating's a good thing. If you learn how to decorate really good, you might become a decorator as a business. And a lot of times when you turn your hobby into a business, it gets old. So it's best sometimes to keep a hobby as a hobby and not turn it into business, because it no longer becomes a hobby, But if you're really good at it, you need to turn it into a business and make money off of it. A blob consumer. I'm just going to sit here and watch TV all day. Just a consumer blob. Blah, blah, blah. That's why you ain't got nothing good to say. That's why it's always complaining. There's a saying about the low vibration people talk about other people. Move up a little bit higher and they talk about ideas or something like that. Move a little bit higher and they create stuff or they invent stuff or something. I don't remember how it goes, but the low level vibration is just, can you believe the gossip and the backbiting? Can you believe what Susie did over there? Susie was blah, blah, blah. Do you know that's low vibration? That's so low. You're worse than a dog, because a dog doesn't gossip and backbite. You're worse than a dog if you're over there gossiping and backbiting and worried about what other people are doing, why don't you worry about yourself? Why don't you get up off the couch and do something? Quit watching that stupid boob tube TV. Bumbling idiocracy. You know? Oh no, it's Black Friday. Let's go to Walmart and stand in line for an hour so we can buy a TV for $10 off. Well, you could have drove for Uber an hour or two and it wouldn't matter. Stupid people. You go through this intersection your whole life and you never see, oh, there's a one-way sign. There's a black, white, and red Codex right there. Why is it people who drive red cars get pulled over more by the police than people who don't? This lady here, driving a red car, I wouldn't trust her. I'm sorry. I know if anybody's listening to me drives a red car, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I used to have a red car before I got saved. I had a 66 Mustang. Are you saved? Are you born again? Are you spirit-filled? Just look in front of you. There's code right in front of you. Look, there's a car, a blue car, a red car, a black car, a red car. Should be a white one. There's a white one. See, it's all coded, people. I was able to say there should be a white one getting ready to pass, and there it went. I wasn't looking. I was just looking straight ahead. It's a code. It's coded. There's a red car, white car. Where's the blue cars? Got to be a blue car showing up somewhere. There's a red one, gray, white. Where's the blue car? Got to be a blue car show up here in a minute. Oh, there it is, right here in the mirror. See it? See the blue car back there? Like 3 cars back. You'll see in a sec. Well, there's a green car. That's wild. It's all coded. You really think that this thing is running by itself? Do you think you're running by yourself? It's not in a man's way to direct his own steps. Do you really think if it's not in a man's ways to direct his own steps, so man is not running himself. See that blue car right there? But there's one behind me too. There's a blue car. So it's not in a man's ways to direct his own steps, right? So do you really think if it's not in a man's way to rule his own life, blue car, black, white, red and blue is a code, gray means conveyance. Anyway, there's a gold. It's not in a man's way to direct his own steps. So if that's true for each individual man, this guy's looking at his phone. Let me get his attention. He's easing up. If it's not in a man's way to direct his own steps, what about all of society? It's run by mankind, right? It's not in mankind's way to direct his own steps. Do I really want to go through this long line? Look at this. Let's do it for the experience. Say I did it. I don't really want to do it, but let's do it for the experience. Look at this. This is a street, man. Oh, he's a policeman. He's a real policeman. Is this place worth driving through the drive-through?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It is.
Are you security or police? Are you security or police?
Security.
Is this food worth it, man?
Nothing's worth this line, man.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Exactly. I'm just doing it for the experience.
I would give it a month before it's not worth experiencing an hour and a half long line.
Oh, is it an hour and a half?
Yeah, you're gonna be here for a while.
All right, let me back out. If you can help me out.
Give me 1 second. Oh, hold up. I'll tell you when to go.
Oh, okay.
You here? Yeah. You're good.
Thank you, man. I have to agree with him. It ain't worth nothing's worth an hour and a half. Unless you're getting paid. I thought he was a police, but then I got closer and I saw his badge didn't show police. It's funny how just because it looks like a police that people stop. But if they really knew it wasn't the police, they just keep on going. Ignore him. He has no authority. Maybe I'll go there early when it first opens or something. I don't know. Late at night, maybe people. I can't imagine why there's so many people in that line every day. I picked the wrong time of day to go get some food. Anyway, let me just drive around and talk. So, I'm not mad at anybody because I don't care what you do. It's up to you. But I'm trying to provoke you and motivate you to realize you've been brainwashed by the system to become a consumer instead of a producer or some kind of inventor or something. To make something happen that's worthwhile to yourself or somebody else, you know. And I know there's a lot of people who are not blobs, but everybody has a calling. And I've just seen people, they're just there. They're just existing. They're just, all they're thinking about is the next skirt they can chase, or the woman's thinking about the next man that they can seduce and play and get some money off of and go out to eat. All they're thinking about is going out to eat. How many restaurants you want to go to before they get old? All of them, even the fancy ones. Well, if you're going to take me out to eat, you're going to take me to a nice restaurant, she tells the man. And how many men has she told that in the last month, you know? No, you're going to have to prove your character to me before I even waste any time on you. Your character is going to have to be proven. It's all about character, people. If you marry somebody, oh, you're in love, and then you find out their character is bad, you don't even want to be around them. If their character is good, then you want to be around them as much as possible. It's all about character. If they're greedy, selfish, prideful, arrogant, they don't have a servant mindset, you're going to fall out of that. You're going to fall out of love pretty fast. Lazy. If all they're doing is after work at 5 o'clock, because I know, because I do ride share, people get off work at 5, and the first thing they do is hit the ABC store. If that's all they're doing, you're going to fall out of love really fast. because they have no character. They have no character. All they want to do is drink, drug, party, never build anything. I did my 40 TGIF. Growing up, I used to hear people say TGIF a lot, and I used to think, this is insanity. This is insanity. If all you live for is the weekend, something wrong with you. Change careers. Do something you enjoy. It's nice to have a weekend off, yeah. Every weekend off, or as many weekends as possible, yeah. It's like a vacation, I understand. But on your weekends off, 3 out of 4 of them, you could be building something, building your own business, your own career, your own stuff. I took a year off just because I've never taken time off and did nothing. It's like a vacation for a year, because I hadn't had really any vacations my whole life where I could just relax and not worry about the bills or anything, because I had enough saved up, And so I took a year off just to see how it felt. And it was a mistake. It's kind of like David. I mean, it felt good to relax and rest and study and learn stuff and do some different stuff. But just like David, he was sitting there and his people were fighting. He was sitting in the palace and got in trouble, right? God looks on the heart, though. That tells you right there, God looks on the heart. His heart was right. People might do some bad stuff, but their heart might be right before God. They might have just made a mistake or got caught up in something. But like I say, the system has brainwashed you to think that the blob life is normal. Get you some flower pots on your front porch or your back porch or somewhere, your yard if you got a yard, and plant you some tomatoes or whatever. Do something. Get you a sewing machine. Sew you some clothing or something. It's not hard to sew. My grandmother taught me to sew when I was a kid. After school, I said, "What are you doing? Sewing? How hard is it?" "It's easy. I'll show you." "Okay." Either go play football in the neighborhood or walk around in the woods or go to the grandparents' house. Mow the yard. Maverick truck. Become a maverick. Do something radical. Do something most people don't do. Go back to school. Get your master's degree. Get your doctorate degree. Do something off the roof. I can't. And if you say, and if in your mind, I can't do it, throw that in the trash. Throw that away. That thought is from the devil. Just like the scarcity lie, that's from the devil, Scarcity lies from the devil. The scarcity lie is from the devil. How long have I been talking? About 25 minutes. She's got to be 90 years old, driving that slow. Lord, help me not to be that way, ever. You know, the scarcity lie about water just makes me so angry. I don't even know how to process it, but I don't stay in. I mean, just hearing somebody talk about it makes me angry. You're actually breathing water. You could actually put a dehumidifier right here with a solar panel and make water out of midair. You're breathing water. There's no scarcity of water. Look at the clouds. Water's all around you, and you're actually in it. You might as well be swimming in it, to be honest with you. And so it's in your 70% water, and you're breathing it, you know. It's hard for me to be around the average person who, I mean, I've studied all the conspiracies, I've studied my Bible, I've studied deeper truth in the Bible, I've studied math, science, engineering, physics. I've spent my whole life studying computer programming, heating and air, carpentry, plumbing, electrical, you name it. I've studied it, I've done it, worked on cars, changed the transmission, re-put a motor in the car. I mean, I've tried everything. And so the average person who's sitting there crying, I can't do it, I can't do it. And I did it without any help. I did it without any help. I became a theologian without going to theology school, you know. I listened to 40,000 sermons. I've become a theologian on my own. And it's God's help. I had to have God's help, you know. When your mother and father forsake you, the Lord will take you up. And so all these people who are crybabies with their mama and their daddy helping them, and they got all these people around them to help them, they're little crybabies, I just don't have patience for it. You got all this support around you, and you can't do it. And then the ones who have all that support and get prideful because they didn't do it. Their mama and their daddy did it for them. They had support from their mom and their daddy. They didn't climb from the bottom up. They were already up because their mama, their daddy put the money down on their house or something, you know. It's ridiculous. And we all support each other. I mean, I couldn't do like this street here. Just to pave this street from here to there would be so expensive. I couldn't build it. I'd just have to drive on a dirt road, you know. You can't do this. Like these city streets, you can't do it by yourself. To pave the streets, to get to work, and even to build these little your trash cans, to build you a trash can with wheels, you know. They form those, the way they make those trash cans, I'm sure, is through, because I worked at a pipe making plant, is you put it in a machine and melt it, the frame. I know what it is because I worked there for 3 years, and I forgot the name of it. I worked at another place for a year making canoes, you know. I forgot about that job, canoe building. But I was doing the electrical. But anyway, that's a hot job. Extrusion plant, that's what it was. Extrusion and mold. Plastic mold and plastic extrusion. So these trash cans are built out of plastic mold extrusion, you know. That guy's in a hurry. Look. That's what I'm saying. No man is an island, and people who think that they're in their own island have lost it. They're like, you think you're your own island, like the etymology. I didn't create that etymology. That guy spent years doing that, and I just used it for my advantage to learn what this whole place was. Without the etymology, it would have took me a lot longer, Because you look up chimney and look at the root word of chimney and house and look for the root words and you start to see patterns. If you study the etymology for 3 years, you'll see it's a hologram. The words will reveal it.